there is a lot of information in the Bible about the angels.
Anida lisa segu cinema mada ai shopi da ma tini pure kya cinema au inne ko just puna suppose o inne ko.
There are almost 300 times that angels are mentioned in the Bible. Almost 300.
Nida lisa segu ma da ahida ma tini pure kya cinema au ide san huda toya choko. Ma pi meni ne to pi de meni.
And we have quite a bit of information about them.
To mama mi te da lisa kana shopi da ite tini pure kya pun hi asana da pe palolo me kesana pe singi ga ma tini pure kya cinema.
As I have studied it this week, I have been surprised at the amount of information, and my thinking has changed. I appreciate what God has created, the angels that He has created.
Nimba da ke pasin ho ma sarana ha u memme de sa ku ona pama da tini pure kya he mina ba sara singi na ite show kra na ite ma da tini pure kya cinema sarana singi kunne ma singi mai te no asana da asingi na ha asana sarana ha si he bui de chana chumre ga mi ma da chumre no ha mi tha the ma tini phu cinema.
We in the last few weeks have been made more aware of what the bad angels do.
Nida ke pan ha ona pisingi the ko da ma tini phu ma da re to thi ma da kini no sina ma da esina mi no mi cry tin.
But we are really going to be blessed when we learn more about what the good angels do.
Mana da pengin ma re la asana da ite hu de te shobu te sorry shobu la ma pengi ga ma kina pisingi da ma tini phu ma re na kya ma ra ri kya ko.
First of all, I was surprised to find out how many angels there are.
Ma ara te che ma sana da ma sa no ha kyan ne mi de ma sana da a me ma da tini phu no ma u ba prete hu no na ma sana da sa singi no sana ma to ki sana no ga sana me de a kya ko.
We're not going to read all of these verses, but I will mention the reference where they are in the Bible.
Ninda ma da tini pure kya cinema ai shobotir futte me me to ko mana sai shopi pa hai asana da ite obotir futte no peninda chona ko asana pisi lu singi chona ko mana pe phato ko.
In Revelation chapter 5, it talks about angels, the numbers being 10,000 times 10,000.
So 10,000 times 10,000 isn't that 100,000?
It comes up into the millions.
Oh. Ma da lisa sa no shalo to ono ko ai shopi na lo pli tene pu na oba prete ai ne masana o chada ite million masana hu ite zero ma o te plo so saka o in ne ga sin.
In Hebrews chapter 12 in verse 22, it says that the number is so large that they cannot be counted.
Ani mi te esina o in ne ha sana da u de me chana ma ite de pe to ko.
Now I want someone to read a verse. Tabru, could you read a verse for us? This is Hebrew chapter 1. Because we want to talk about what do they do.
Mena kunne na pe me pha me na ma pe si singe da tini phu te he na ma ame te ngolo ko ma esi te me na mai te krete.
Now they do a number of different things, but one of the things they do is talked about in Hebrews chapter 1 and Tableau verse 14.
Ma adu phu na mai show ma esi na te me ma te krete ai show pe ba na te chiu ko.
You have that? Hebrews chapter 1, verse 14.
Hebrew amadu the aku sanimane kini kenero mokukuni kiti mauti etima techopede amite samare ate kiti samare nomi jo pe etima kayade akunibe temisiple kapa kiti anibe.
So it says that these angels are in heaven and they minister to the heirs of salvation. In other words, those who are believers.
Ma de ma pe phana ma ai show bana tene phun ma de mo khu thwa ma ite asana hotara ai show ma isa selango shi de ma ke mo hu da ji chom rango te hin go.
In Matthew chapter 18, we're not going to read this, but Matthew chapter 18 and verse 10, Yeshua is talking about one of the children that is nearby.
Ma ba ma shi na go ba na ke hira ma te na go ai show pe de ma he ari ke ma da ma pu cheu si ma au phu na da esi go.
And he is speaking to the crowd, and he mentions something about a child.
Wait, can you tell me who's he? Who's the he is?
Oh, Yeshua.
Oh. Ma ba na ke na ha ma Yeshu na ha ma tha ma pu che si au phu lu na he ba na ke na ha Yeshu na be shi na pu che si go.
And Yeshua says, be careful how you treat little ones.
He tell that to the kid?
He's telling the crowd,
Okay.
be careful how you treat little ones.
Ma ba na ke na ma Yeshu ma be shi ma ite ma kia ite te plu go ha. Ma na ke Yeshu na ai show si na ma da si be shi be me shi ma pu che si na ma me re me to re go.
Because if this little one is going to be a believer or is a believer, then there are angels that are watching over this child.
Me te ma Yeshu na ai show si me na me te ma me re pu che me te na ma sana ma pu che te pre ma ki na a ji tho chom ran ngo tom na a ji chan no ba ne ma sana hu de ma de pu che pre ma te ne pu no ha me ta chhe lu me na me no go me te bi te ne pu na me chwa lu go.
Yeah, he says the angels that take care of this child are in heaven and they are looking at the face of God.
Me na kun ne me te ma de ma pu che te pre na ma sana de te ne pu no ma me de pu che te pre go ha ma de te ne pu ma de mo ku ne ma o na o tu na de ma chum re go.
Because at any moment, God could send them down to do something to help this child.
Mi te ma te ni fu na o de chum re ka sha mi te ma sana hu de ma te ma singi che to ke ko ha ma de ma chum re ma asuta te ni fu no mi chwa de ma pu chi na ma bo khe te ma singi to o na mi no ha sana o na te ni fu no ha o na a me te me shu na de chum re ko.
So it sounds like each one of us believers has angels that God can send at any moment to do what needs to be done to help us.
Me no ha sana de ma de pe ngi na ko ha mi te pe ji chum re ngo si ma pe khri pu si na ha sana de pe na te pre na ma te ni pu o te pre ko sana de te ni pu no o na me chwa pe me khwe pe he na pa ba na ke na ma ite pe singi le to ga ba khe te ma chum re na su ta ma pe te ni pu no ba a be ha me kre na de pe ngi te de pe o tu pre na ma a be ha me chwa te a be ha swai te na pe singi to.
Now that's a good thing to know, isn't it?
Ani ma pe kun ne a re ne ma pe singi ma na pe te ni pu gu de pre na ma re to e hong ko.
No matter what we are going through, God knows about it, and if He needs to, He will dispatch an angel to help us.
Me no ada pengen ko ada pe shopas ro ba pe shopas ro be bo kepte be sana da ma chumre no ha kirane asinoi swapitichu asinoi shopitichu ne ma suta de ma tani pu pre ko
They might be saving us from a dangerous situation.
ni ba ma chumre suta ma tani pu no ma ha mi chopi ma de ma ite bana kin ma sana pinni ma abe me me she na ba sana ite chumre suta tani pu ma be amenta tu pingi
Or they may be sent, maybe a believer has prayed a prayer and God could send an angel to do the answer to that prayer.
to mane ma de ma kirane kribu pre na ko ha ma ke ma na ji chumre ngo pre na ba ku job be chumre no ko ha bana kin ma chumre suta che ma de ite ma etni pu no ba etni pu no ha ame chwa ma de ku job be ngi na ko no.
In the Old Testament book of Daniel, it talks about Daniel praying a prayer.
Da ma lisa sa lo kuno ha ma da ite lisa sa Daniel kuno go bana kin ma ai shore ki ma da ma ku Daniel aku chobe go.
And finally, after a number of days, an angel appeared to Daniel.
Ba ma ku Daniel no aku chobe to ne heta no so no ha bana kin ma tani fu he meta akele meta shuna ku Daniel go.
And the angel said, Daniel, as soon as you prayed your prayer, God sent me to bring an answer to that prayer.
Bana kin ma tani fu na sho shuna ku Daniel go ha da ma ne ku jobe to kin na chumre no ha su ta prepare jave no ba ano ite da ne ku jobe no ha ano he mi chwa nan ne go ha no mi chwa be nan ne go.
But the angel said there was a powerful demon who was trying to stop me from getting here.
Mna da ma ite chumra suta prepare ba mna ite ma kinik no to do ga ma da eno ha ite ami chen ne asana ho ami ta tu ve khali ma da ve he te ne ve ha u ve mi chwa ne ngi ma te kinik no ami ta tu ve ngi go.
It was a demon who was assigned to, it sounds like, the king of Persia.
Ma pe me ma da kinik no at do ma da ma a order ma ite esi document da Persia ma kuden ma a order do ma da Persia kuna go heba ma esi qui the pre go ma kinik no ma ite a hemi pianan ma da qui at pre go.
And so the angel said, I had another powerful angel come to help me fight.
Bana kin ma atni pu nai na a me te ma kinik no pre na me ta tu no ha da ve e he pu ma tni pu the pre go ba he no mi chwa na he no sha shi chwa na da kinik no to do.
And now finally, after 21 days, I'm here to bring the answer to your prayer.
Ni da ite una esina ma esi sha shi una o cha ite sana da national na cha ko una ma tni pu sina da kinik no to do sina una sha shi lo na ba national na to ba he to se da ma tni pu na he to se da ku Daniel bisingi ko.
There were a number of times when angels showed up during the life of Yeshua, his earthly life.
Da ma Yeshua pa da hiku no go he ba na auto pre ba da hiku na ma asana ona ite tni fu he meta shi na Yeshua ma o ite to no suppose au in propose hu go.
Some came to announce that he was born. Remember, he announced it to the shepherds.
Ni da ba Yeshua o le ke na ba na ke na ma tni fu si te he no ha he ta meta shi na da pe ke tni si na shu na da ma Yeshua o le a he shu go.
Some showed up at the resurrection after Yeshua rose from the dead. They were at the tomb.
To ba tni fu na ma o ba ma da Yeshua no a sa ga to ba o ko to ga sen na ko ba na ke na ma tni fu si na ma a he po chu ma da ma si de ite Yeshua da lo ku no ko.
And of course, there were other times.
Ani au pa sha ke sin ma au pa da au pa ko.
I was listening to a pastor in California, John MacArthur. You've heard me mention him before. I listened to him saying something about angels that I thought was interesting.
อันนี้เด้อมาJohn McCarthy นะมาand มา pastor เด้อมา North Carolina which did you say North Carolina where is he
Oh, he's in California.
in the California ก็ให้มาona sra na ha ani dalu ma da radio ku no ani dalu ma ite hodra ko bana kina ma ma pass other friend no a he ma da ite tini pho re ka ta chu ma da sra na ha ani ho no asa no da si shu ko pe asa no da ani ho no rap lu ni ko
And he was talking about how angels had personality, just as we do.
ma bana kina ma pass other friend ma a he ma a he ma da he na tini pho the friend na the friend ma esin ma second na ma pe ki phu sin ko ha ma pe ki na the friend sin ma te hin ma asa no da we ni te hin ma personality ma asa no da te friend ma big che ma te friend ma asa no da atini pre te ma tini yong no ko na te friend ma khok lo he asa na tini phu sin ma te friend ma khok lo lo ko
Now, Key Ray, for instance, has personality. Sometimes Key Ray is very happy. Sometimes Key Ray gets angry.
Ane sana upma ko ha usana ukire na ma at the play na ma akok na ki ra ro mi te ma phu ma ite da angi na ma amunel splot ma phu ma asti plot du ka
Angels have emotions also.
ni me tani phu sin na ma asana da ite na piki phu sin na he asana da isina ma amulu si plot ma mo ka asi plot du ka ma si plot du ka ko
Did you ever think about that? They have emotions the way, in a similar way that we have emotions.
ni ma si tani tenno ka ma hu da ma tani phu sin na ma ite amulu to na mo lu to sana amu lu ne ma sana da ma piki si hu no class sin ko
Now, God created angels before he created the universe.
ma chimre ma ami tho the ma kin tani phu sin ma ba ma ite ma pe he khu do si ma ka lo sin ma tho the le to khin ko
And in the book of Yobah, it says that the angels, when they saw God create things like the earth, it said they shouted for joy.
ani da ma li se jo ba ku na ko ai sho na ma da ma tani phu au da ma da ra ke ma ba chimre ami tho the ma pe he khu si asana pe tomo si ba khin ko ha ma ma wi de tini phu sin ma amet thalo lo ko he mina ona ba amet tho shu amet tho ma chimre amet thalo lo he khu sin na bona kina esina ahina da esina ai tho mo re unglon ko
So they had the emotion of joy, like we do.
ani mina wa da esi da tini phu sin na ma ite amolu amuglu ne ma amuglu lu che ba ka sana da pe ngi ko sana pe he ku phu si the ko
Also, do you remember we were talking in the last few weeks? We were talking about Yeshua and the man in Gadara who had demons living inside.
ama si to ma pa ve na ma da ra ke ta pa na pa ma ite sai sho pe ma da ite ma ki da prayer ri kya ko ma Yeshu na ha ma tha shu lu mi te ma da ki da prayer ku na ma ki ni ki no sina au in ne ko
The demons were afraid that Yeshua was going to send them to the place of darkness to be in chains.
ni ma ba Yeshu ha ma tha shu ma ki da prayer na da ma ki ni ki no da aku si te na ma asi she me te ma si she na da ma Yeshu na su he su cha ke asi da ngara aku tu phu ma da akit pa so no not phu ko
Now, they were bad angels, but apparently angels can feel fear, as these bad angels did.
ni da ma kini kino si te hi na ma da ma tini phu ma da ra to te hi na ko ha ma esingi na ba na kina ma sho pe na mi te esina ai sho pe ma da esina ma si she ko ma tini phu si te hi na si she ma si she che ko
Now, each of us in this room is different from everyone else.
ni da ba pe u ba kun ne phone ma pe ke da pre na ma khu di ki ya da ro si
And apparently angels are like that too. They're different, all of them, apparently.
อันนี้มีนะสนาดมีเตเปเกนันพรีพรีมาคุกดีกินนะเฮเตนี่ผู้สินมาอาเซกันนั่นก็เอสินัทพรีมาคุกก็
The reason I say that is because we know the names of two of them.
มีเตมาสไลโชเปมาเตนี่ผู้สินคุมีอะโคดกิไอโชมีเตมาสนาดมาเปซิงเงมาเตนี่ผู้นับพรีก็มาเอซิมีนับเปซิงเงก็
The one who appeared to Daniel was Michael. His name was Michael.
มาเดเตนี่ผู้เฮเมทชื่อมาคูเดนอยู่นะเฮมาเตนี่ผู้จะพรีมีนะมาเดไมเคิลก็
The one who appeared to Mary to tell her that she would have the child Yeshua in her. His name was Gabriel.
ทว่ามาเดเตนี่ผู้อปอตพรีมาเดเฮเมทชื่อมาอิเตมอมารีก็ให้โชลูนะเดมาเอนะมาอาเตอาฮลโลนาอิเตยิชูปาไอโชลูนะก็มาเตนี่ผู้จะพรีนะมามีนะเกเบรียล
The Bible tells us that angels are intelligent also.
แต่ว่าลิซ่าเซ่นะมาไอโชปีนะเดมานเตนี่ผู้สินะมาอลิเมก็
Do you remember when two angels were sent by God to Sodom to rescue Lot from destruction?
ทมาเดสิตมาเวให้นะมาเดลิซ่าเซ่ก็นะมาจำเนียสุดตามาตนี่ผู้สิเทมาอันเบเดดอมาเดซอดมกูนะมาดอซอดมสิเฮเดสสิตมาเดอิเตตนี่ผู้นะอาเฮบิมิจวมาคุละก็
In this case, the angels appeared to be two men.
เดบันนักเขียนมาเดมาตนี่ผู้สิอาซินนะมาเฮตัวได้เฮคูอาเฮแม่มิจวมาคุละนะบันนักเขียนมาเอซีนะมาอามิทอดแทนนี่เส้นอันเดมาเปคุซินนะก็
They looked like men, but it says they were angels.
นี่บันนักเขียนมาเอซีนี่กลอซี่เส้นอันเดมาเปเฮคูฟูเปคุซินนะก็มานะเอซีมาตนี่ผู้ก็
And their job was to get Lot and his family out of Sodom before Sodom was destroyed.
นี่บันนักเขียนมาเอซีลมมิตเตเนี่ยมาเส้นอันเดอาเบเฮอีกเทกมาคุลานะอาฮิบุพิอาผู้ซีก็มีเตมันบันนักเขียนมาเดเอซีดอมาซารัมกูนะมาเส้นอันเดมาจำมามีเปียกลมก็มีนะมาเอซีนัมเบอีกเทกเรมาคุลานะอีเตอาฮิบุพิอาผู้ก็
At one point, Lot hesitated to leave.
นี่บ้าเอาตัวผูกว่ามาเดมาอิตินี่ผู้ให้ชูมาเดคุลานะก็ว่าสนะคุลานะฮะสนะเดอาศิเชกว่าสนะจีนี่เนี่ยจีชนนี่เนี่ยนะตัวสนะอาศิเกลียวจดพัดตัวก็
So the angels grabbed the families by the hand and took them out.
นี่มีเตมาคุลานะฮะอาศิเชนะฮะอิติบ้านะคินะตินี่ผู้สินะปุ่มมาลูคุลาคุคูนะเดอาฮิบุพิอาผู้สินะป่ะจีเทกจะรู้เดดอกลอก็
So they are intelligent.
นี่มีนะมาอาศินะเดบ้าพูดไหนชูไปมาเดตินี่ผู้สินะมาอันลิเมก็มีเจ
And also, like us, they can choose to do right or wrong.
มีนะทัวอาเซนับเบซีมาเดเปโอเดฮิคุพูซีเตหิมาเซนัดเดพูซีมาเกเนเอซินาซิมิวดาเดตะเกียสเดตมนาซิมิวดาเดตุตะเกียนมาเอซิมายูเจก็ก็
I say that because the Bible tells us that about 1/3 of the angels decided to follow Satan and disobey.
อันนี้มาเปซิงเจมิวเตนะมาเซนัดเดลิซาเซกุนายชูเป็นนะเดเคลุมาตนี่พูนะโอเอ็นเนี่ยเฮมันนะเซนัดเอาจดปลูเดก็มาเดเอซินะฮะอิเตอาซีลาคราเกมาเดเปสลูก็
What time do we have right now?
10:51
Okay, good. We may even finish a little bit early today. Do you have any questions so far?
มินะเดคุณเนสมาซิชูเดตชิโอเอนะ
As I was studying, I came across a psalm, and there was so much in that psalm that I wanted to study that separately next week.
มาเดมาอุณสระมาพามาเดตินิพนธ์เรียกกันเฮมาสระพาตุมาเดอิเต lưu tư tết chả có bên nó phun mà sana de mà sara pan hoa sana lu isoi no uin ne ba ko ma de min hoa sana sara na si isoi pisan no ba ko ma de ite lưu tư tết chả phun
But let's spend a couple more minutes talking about these angels. They are also spoken of as having great strength.
và đó mà ở đó tên niệm phật xin mà hiện nay đó lý do sana chụp pin mà xin mà ite chọn nè nó có sana ite chọn có
They are powerful.
và xin mà sana thoa sana đó mà cái đủ cái thu si thế có
And they are very well organized.
và đó xin nghe mà sana tụt xin mà cái con mà xin mà sana cái mà đủ lắm mà một bị và sana đủ đó khu mà hút tiệt lo tiền mà xin tiền mà cái có
Remember, we talked about that last week, that the bad angels and the good angels, they are both organized with some of higher rank and some of lower rank.
Ni da sana da ke pa na wa pe te na sana sai sho to pe go da tini phu are na to ba da tini phu ma da to ma da kini kino cinema asa kana da ite asina ona to tu si ko he ma da ite tini phu da dula na u ke to ba da ali na sina u ke hun klon ko
The Bible says something else about them. It says that, it doesn't say much about this, but there are places in the Bible that it says that they can see us, they can watch us.
do ba da li sa na a he to phu ga sana au a he e na to go na he na da ma tini phu si te he na ma ite asina method lo lok pli ga pe space ga
Now, I don't know how this works. I don't know if they spend a lot of time watching us, but of course they can see us.
Ani da ma asina method je mi pe te na ma pe sing no ko sana da pon na ma la kra pe ko ma pe sing sana ma sing tu ko ma na da ma sana sing na ma da asina method je ka pe ko method mai pe
Now, usually almost never we cannot see them.
Ani ma na da pe ngi sin ma method ni ga te ni fu to
In the few times that angels made themselves so that we can see them, so that humans can see them, in the few times that has happened, they have to be careful.
và da ma li sa ko nai sho to pe he ma da to por fo ma asina ami tho the ani mo hu da ma da pe he ku pu sina method je ka asi ko he mana da asina mi hun ko si asin no method je ka na ki asina ma asingi na ma abi mi ra cha ko
I was mentioning to my wife, I said, you know, if an angel in the Bible appears to someone, that angel has to be careful.
và da sra na ai sho ga apmo ko ai na kira na tene food pre na wa a he method shu na ki to wa sana adu me na ni ne ma da tene food ma abe ite be mi ra mi de ma sana da de ma ena ma da chum ya phu ko
You know why you would have to be careful?
me na shu de ra mi te ma esin ma kine adu me ni ne ma abe mi ra mi me tingi te hu ko
Because unless they look like just a man, they can be very scary.
ami te ma sana da tene fu si na ma kira na exina adu me ani sen hu da ma piki to sana hu da ite ani klona sana da ma priku de preto ne ma da exini na ma sana da si metal ne ma ite ni de si che jo ko me ma asi da po na ma ni de si metal lu ne ma sana asana kinne si jo no close na si metal not ke to na si che jo ko
There are places in the Bible where an angel appeared to someone and the angel said, "Don't be scared, don't be scared."
mi de ma da lisa sa ko na sho bet por phoga hina da ma tene fu na hina tho shi ye si te pre pre ma hina ma da a he ma tho shi ne ma hina o si she li me da si me tho na ma si she me ya hina
Let's remember this, that you as a believer have angels that God sends at different times to some in different ways take care of us.
Mana si be to ma ko hina da pingi na ma pe frame ma sana hu da pe tini phu ko de hu ko ga sana da pe singi to ba khete ma da tumre na suta ma da asu he ma da tini phu no ba a han be mi chap pe mi te ma te ngi te alum mi te mi khret na.
There may have been times in your life where something has happened and you said, I'm glad I didn't get killed or in an accident.
Ni da pingi na ma au no tho ga ke ma ser hu da ma da pingi na ma pe hina ba a sure ke ta the ma da hina pingi na ma sana are ne ma da ba at hu no ha sana da vessel to sana ven ni shi no tu ko.
That may very well have been an angel.
Ni ba na ke na da si ngi na ma si sana da si tai be mo ka ma na si sole to sana ko ni ma ba na ke na ma tini phumi chwa si che ko pe singi to.
And it's nice to know that they are watching God the Father so that any moment they could be ready to be sent to earth to take care of you.
Mina sana amore ne pingi ma pisingi na da ma tene phu au te pre ko ma da asina ma una ameme ti na chumre mi ti ma asina abe miuni na da ma bokhete da chumre na suta asi to ba mi chona pina ma bokhete na ma asina ma be mi uni re da ni ko mina una la krameme ti na chumre ko.
So next week we're going to look at Psalm 148 and we're going to talk a little bit more about angels.
Ni sha no ta pa ma pe me da ma li thu ta cha ma du te ya le shi ma sana pe me pu ma da te tene phu re kya ko.
So remember, God does use his power at different times to take care of us.
Amena ha si be to ma ko sana da pingi na ma pe singi to he bokhete ma na da una chumre no ha ite amyu negative pe ko sana da chanu pa ma bokhete ma na chumre mi chap pe pa na a de plon ni thu ko du ko.
And God will do whatever he needs to do, whatever is the right thing to do, he will do that to help us when we need it.
Ni mena ha da pingi na ma sana da pe lu khrai te ne ma chumre no ha anda di pe pa ko sana pe lu ne nei te ba na khina ma pe sho phasu re te pe lu ne nei te ma chumre singi lo tho de mena ha asana da chumre no ha amyu ni to ba anda di pe da ma pe lu akhina pa ko.
And that should give us even more motivation to be always thinking about God and serving him.
Ni mena mi te pe singi na chumre na ha amyu ni tho pingi ne he una asana da ahi mo le po cha pe si plo na pe na una pe tini ti da chumre re kya ngi ko.
Anyone have any questions?
Ni si shu da te che o na plo to te che o.
There's a lot of information. We only talk about part of the information we know about angels.
Ni da atna ma pe ni da lo pe ma Israel so pe ma ai so pe pa sana da ma tini phu re kya ki ve ko me sana ona pe a o ma pe singi me pa na te hi ve ko ki si a lo te tini phu re kya si mo ilo ba.
And one day when we're in heaven, we'll be seeing them.
Ni tna ke sha nu pa tna ke pe the to mo ku ne ma pe me tho shu ma tini phu si the hi no ko.
Rồi lại vào trận hả? Nếp phu bây giờ mò từ nếp phu mà từ nếp phu mò á, từ nếp phu đó là cái cô này là ở con nào của ông nào kia đó, ra chỗ nào ra đâu cả,
ma tini phu ma sana da rakin ma in ya he sana au pat he ma sana da pingi na go ona pe ki si ma re te he re tu te he una he tini phu dis ma au ka huno ne te he ko te he na ma ala khra ka di re pe slu te he ma au di da chum re bi singi hu lo ko.
Cái này nếp phu đi cái mà ikut tak pro, tu Allah mà pia, nó đó xong rồi nó nếp phu đi mà, cái mồi cái lẹo nó khỉ
Hả?
Ba mereka ni punya ni mau punya ada kami shopping ini ada ni punya ni thot di mà cái kiểu ikut tak phone ni di sini
Tini thot di
hiểu Okay, akan juru pun agak.
bana ke nama tani pun nama
Kalau kita tadi pot di dia ni, kalau lahir dia ni mana?
earthquake ini. Ha?
Akhir mah.
Ini tadi ni mah kubuyo he.
Bana ke nama.
Kita project, cuma kalau fu mah biasa ni. Nama ni fu dah red tu problem ni.
So they have this belief that says that where they're from, they don't really know about like good angels or bad angels. They only know of angels, because and they know of demons, but they don't really know that some of them are bad angels. And they have this saying where if there's an earthquake, that houses will be like broken and like collapse. And when a woman is pregnant and their baby dies, I think that is the doing of like the bad angels, I think.
I understand. Yeah, I know in all cultures, well, in many cultures, people are greatly aware of bad angels. They may not understand who they are, why they do what they do, but they know there's a real problem with them. Yeah, I understand. Thank you.